Thank you very much for joining me on this Thursday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Two surges and totally different. A surge of moisture here, and we're going to see this rain with a big front impacting parts of the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and of course across the U.S. And then another surge here of dust. So we've got a wet surge here, a dry surge here, and then we're going to see them kind of come together as we go over the next several days. And eventually this area here will push out some of the dust, which is good news for a lot of us, especially if you have any breathing issues. The air quality has been terrible. Now, most of the dust has been down here, parts of, say, Trinidad and Tobago, for example, up through Barbados, but we've had some of it near Antigua and Barbuda. We've had it over toward the ABC Islands, and it's going to creep in for more of us. So I want to show you the dust model in just a second, the outlook on that. Now, let me show you what's happening here. We'll get back to surge number one. That's the rain. Pacific over toward Mexico. There's a lot of rain. It's just kind of sitting there. But what's going to happen is we're going to see a system develop in the Pacific Northwest, dive across the central portions of the U.S. And when that happens, a front kind of forming, it's able to kind of grab that moisture and bring it up. So that's what's going to happen as we go over the next 24 hours. By tomorrow afternoon, the surge of moisture is on the move. That'll move back into the southern United States, southeastern United States, and then eventually over toward the northern Caribbean and into parts of Central America. This is by the time we get into Saturday. You see that rain moving in, and then we could even see some additional snow, by the way, over toward Nova Scotia. I'll keep an eye on that. But you see here a long stretch of rain, just a huge plume of moisture right here. This here by Sunday. I'll stop the clock here, and then you see this rain working in, all associated with a front moving into the Bahamas, parts of Cuba, Cayman Islands, Yucatan and Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. The rain chance picking up, and then look what happens as we work our way into next week. This works through the Bahamas, getting closer to the Turks and Caicos, Jamaica, even down toward Nicaragua. We could see some of the rain, and then eventually near Haiti, Puerto Rico, U.S. and British Virgin Islands deeper into next week. This is a pretty big system that I was highlighting for you in yesterday's video. Now, closer vantage point. So this is just kind of sitting here. A lot of moisture parked here, but it needs something to the north to kind of grab it and make it move, and that's the front I was talking about. So to give you a closer look, we have the dust here. I'll show you the dust in just a second, but there's that moisture on the move. This is by the time we get into tomorrow. So tomorrow, today and tomorrow, again, a couple spotty showers. We've had some around, really not too much, and a lot of us actually need to get some rain. But as we work our way into the weekend, we'll see that rain working right across Mexico and then headed toward Belize by Sunday. There's that rain working into Florida and the northern Bahamas as the day goes on Saturday. Saturday into Sunday, though, the front on the back side of it starts to nudge in, and I'll show you the change in the winds in a moment. And then you see that rain really picking up by the time we get into Sunday for central and western Cuba, the Cayman Islands, Belize, Honduras. You'll see that rain watching over toward San Andres, Providencia, and then eventually into Monday, we'll see the surge of rain moving closer to Nicaragua, Jamaica by early next week. The rain chance will be bumping up. The front will be on the move, moving into the central Bahamas by the time we get into Monday, and even the southern Bahamas. And then you see Jamaica, rain chance will be getting higher, and then we'll watch this kind of progress as we go throughout the middle portions of next week. Now, the winds are going to be changing. Things have been choppy, right? Things have been choppy. Easterly flow that's been bringing in some of the dust. High pressure has been over here. That's going to move away. So we're going to watch out for this next storm system starting to take shape here. You see by Oklahoma and Texas, winds are out of the north here. Gulf of Mexico out of the south here, so something's in between. That's our front. That's our storm system. And then you see the surge of northerly winds by the time we get into Saturday. We're going to see those higher seas as we work our way into the upcoming weekend. This is Saturday into Sunday. And then that northerly breeze works its way all the way down toward parts of Central America. And that will again bring in another shot of some cooler air, especially in our northern zones. This again on Sunday. But as we move forward Sunday into Monday, more of us will see that northerly flow moving in right across the Bahamas. Bahamas, for example, on Monday, we're going to have some of that cooler weather. Now, let me show you the seas. Things are choppy. This is meters down here to give you that scale, feet over here. So we're looking here in the Central Caribbean right now at a couple of meters. So we're looking at anywhere from about 5 to 8 feet. But as we work our way into tomorrow, still choppy here. And of course, one system leaving Bermuda. Those seas have been rocking around. But as the next system starts to move in, look at the Gulf of Mexico. We'll have those gale warnings in effect for shore. Look at that, even over toward the Bay of Campeche, we could have some of the waves, or at least the seas as a whole, up to about 5 meters, and that would roughly be about 15 to 17 feet. So things really building. This here is on Sunday. This is Sunday with that storm system moving by. Things are kind of dangerous in the waters in the Gulf of Mexico if you're doing any boating. And we still have that strong easterly flow in the Caribbean. Even the Atlantic waters, things are going to be choppier with those swells, everything kind of building with this next storm system. Now, here's the dust. This is a different vantage point. Gulf of Mexico here, Caribbean as we get over here, and here's Africa, and where you see the brighter colors, that's kind of the thicker dust. We don't have the thickest dust right now, but this blue shading, that is with us, and you can see how it's really working its way across the Caribbean. So this is what we are expecting. Now, as we work our way out in time, as we get into tomorrow, some of the dust as well has been lifting a little bit more to the north. So you can see it here, still dealing with the dust for tomorrow, all the way back into parts of Central America. That's how far it's stretching. But what's going to happen is, as the next storm system moves in, yes, it will eventually help with the dust, but in the short term, as it starts to move in, it's actually going to lift some of the dust up to the north, so some different spots could see some more dust. Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, U.S. and British Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos, we could see a little more dust. Just as this system moves in, it will help pull up some of that dust. So as we work our way through the Bahamas, as we get into the second half of the weekend on Sunday, and Cuba and Jamaica, we could have more dust around before the front comes in and starts to sweep it away. So that's the outlook there. Now, rain chance in Jamaica, not too high. Jamaica, Cayman Islands, 10 to 20%. It's going to be by early next week we'll get a better chance. Trinidad and Tobago, it'd be nice to get some rain. Rain chance stays low in Trinidad, not too high in Barbados. We get back from Barbados into St. Lucia, looking at a 20% chance the next 3 days. 10 to 20% chance in Grenada, lower air quality, low air quality as well, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Rain chance only 10 to 20% in Martinique. Could see a passing shower too. This is isolated stuff into the weekend in Dominica, into the weekend in Guadeloupe. 10, 20% chance of a shower. Same thing as we get toward Antigua and Barbuda, and still the dust around through this weekend. And we'll be dealing with the dust in Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat. As I mentioned, it's going to kind of lift to the north, so we'll have some of that around in Anguilla and St. Bart's. And the rain chance stays low through Saturday. Stays low St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, and the air quality will be a little bit lower. Rain chance 20% in Puerto Rico the next few days. It is going to pick up with this next storm system, but it's going to be a few days before that happens. Same thing, U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Rain chance Dominican Republic, 20 to 30% chance in the next 3 days. Haiti, we're going to be mainly dry. Rain chance staying minimal the next couple days in the Bahamas, but northern Bahamas starting later on Saturday and Saturday night. That's when some of the rain starts to move in with this next system. Turks and Caicos, we could get some spotty showers, but a better chance by mid next week. Cuba will start to see the rain chance going up in our western zones on Saturday and again Saturday night as the next storm system moves in. Belize, rain chance, it's around, scattered about, but it will be getting higher once we get into Sunday, and it will be getting higher once we get into Sunday in the Yucatan of Mexico. Aruba, rain chance stays on the small side, Curacao and Bonaire, where we are dealing with some of the lower air quality. Bermuda, watching Saturday as the next system pulls in. Costa Rica, Panama, rain chance will go up a little bit as we get into the weekend, about a 40 to 50% chance. We get back toward Guyana, rain chance 20 to 30%, 20 to 30% chance as well in Suriname, and some of that dust, reducing the air quality. Northern Venezuela, about a 20% chance. So again, lower air quality through this weekend, and then we'll start to get some improvements once that front moves in and the rain chance gets higher. Also watching the choppy and dangerous seas. So a lot going on, stuff coming from the west, stuff coming from the east. I'll keep you posted. Have a great rest of your day.